Hello, I'm Joachim Duplessis. Welcome to the HTS Epoll. It's your opportunity to weigh in on the most pressing issues of the day. For generations, Creole or Creole, as it is often known, has been the vibrant unofficial language of the majority of Saint Lucians, a living testament to the island's unique blend of African, French, and indigenous influences. Despite its rich heritage and daily use in homes, markets, and communities, English remains the sole official language of instruction and government. This linguistic duality sparks ongoing debate about Creole's formal status. Proponents argue that official recognition would validate a crucial part of national identity, promote cultural preservation, and ensure broader public understanding in official communications. However, despite the recent formal introduction of Creole in the school curriculum, concerns about potential impacts on international communication, educational resources, and economic competitiveness often arise. So we asked, do you believe Creole should be officially recognized as the national language of Saint Lucia alongside English? We took to the streets to get your opinion, and here's what you had to say.
Judging on our history and our culture, I believe definitely Creole should be made a part of our culture and should be taught in schools and everything of that nature, because it's part of our culture. So why shouldn't we make it one of our official languages? I believe definitely we should make it one of our official languages.
Definitely it should. We should be proud of our Saint Lucian language, because when we go overseas, the other people, they're proud of their language, especially French. Everybody's proud of speaking French. You understand? So definitely we should be proud of our own language. Right now we have a Creole dictionary. It has been spoken in Parliament, and hopefully one day it should be out.
Honestly speaking, I'll say no to that, because at school, no fair, what you call French, a subject French, Dutch, Spanish. So Creole is not one of the things that should be taught to any student right now. It's French. Let's do pure French and just learn the French language, and it will be even better for us.
So you're not supporting the Creole language being an official language of our country?
I'm not supporting that Creole thing. I know French.
Well, Creole c'est langue maman nous avec langue papa nous. So après ça la Creole, yo ka fait dictionary, yo ka fait pour éduquer ces jeunes là, et ben c'est venir, c'est ça qu'a just venir. À part toi, c'est langue maman nous avec papa nous. Yo ka parler à le parlement avec nous le dictionary aussi comme nous. Avec sous autre ça dedans, massa ko gavan mais ou ka y trouver là.
Of course, from the time I was raised, it's Creole. So it's Creole and English. We have to have it mixed. Now they are teaching it at the schools, at Parliament. Everywhere there is an event, they're talking Creole. So why can't it be that? Everywhere is Creole. So we need it to be our language. We need it because it has always been there.
Oh yes, I believe that Creole is our forefathers' language, and it should be made an official language on the island. Just like Haiti speaks Creole and it's an official language in Haiti, I think we should place a little more emphasis on the Creole language, because it's been spoken in school, in certain schools, in Parliament. I think Saint Lucia should think of making it an official language.
Of course, yes. Because they're teaching it in school, they're speaking it now in Parliament. Everything now is going on. I mean to say they should mix it up with English and everything, because this is the language that going in the West Indies all about. You have in English, you have in Spanish, you have in what the other one name? The Creole, you have in all these things mixed up. So they should have it. And look now, we have in the African people come in. We have in Nigeria, the Prime Minister was here, so we have to learn the African language too.
I believe that it should, just like English, because even in the Spanish-speaking countries where you have English, they have Spanish as their official language, and then they still do speak English. And it is something where there's a gap that has been closing up, where our children, some of them may understand the Creole, but they do not speak it. They will understand if I say or speak something, their parents speak to them in Creole, but they don't speak it. So that is very, very important. It is part of our culture. It is part of us. We need it. Our children need to understand and need to know it. And then there's that gap where the older individuals, older folks, they a lot of times don't understand certain things. That's why even our advertisements on TV and all those things we need to have some Creole, we need to have some balance where our persons understand what is being said, where the language is being communicated properly, and it is very important for emergency factors, for a lot of things that will be happening in the country. And even in Parliament, Creole is being used, and it's a wonderful thing because the politicians, they understand how important it is to get the word out there and to converse properly. So I think it is absolutely required.
Of course, it should have been years ago, because if we have the ability to speak two languages and Creole is one of them, why not emphasize on everybody learning it and knowing it? So when you go out in a different land, you can actually speak two different languages. That's the key thing. And I believe we should teach our children it more, because I know of people that I raised with that don't speak Creole, and that's a bad thing. You cannot be in a country and you have two languages and you only speak in one. And right now it's being spoken about in Parliament, and I think it will become official soon. Yeah, we need to teach it in our schools, especially the primary schools. Teach them from young so they will grow learning it and knowing it.
Now to our new discussion. Saint Lucia Carnival, a nationally cherished cultural institution, has profoundly evolved from its historical roots, culminating in a record-breaking spectacle in 2025 that showcased unprecedented participation across all facets of the festival. Despite the integral role Carnival now plays in national identity and economic activity, both Carnival Monday and Tuesday, the climax of the festivities, are not formally recognized as public holidays. The status diverges from practices in several other Eastern Caribbean nations where Carnival Monday and Tuesday, or equivalent culminating festival days, are indeed official public holidays. This historical context and regional comparison highlight St. Lucia's unique approach as the festival strategically migrated to July to enhance its regional and international prominence. The ongoing discourse surrounding the declaration of these days as official holidays, therefore, necessitates a nuanced evaluation balancing the potential for national participation and cultural affirmation against considerations of economic productivity and public order, particularly in light of current societal concerns. We ask, do you believe Carnival Monday and Tuesday should be officially declared public holidays in St. Lucia? Remember, our Epoll team is always on the go to get your responses as well. Watch the HTS News Force from 7 p.m. for the results and a new discussion.